Got a question for you. Tell me what you know about the First Amendment. Okay, good job. How about the Second Amendment? Yeah, the right to bear arms, you got that. How about the third? Fourth, quartering of soldiers. Awesome job. How about the fifth? Plead the fifth. Okay, the right to keep your mouth closed. Okay, awesome. How about the 10th Amendment? You're hesitating. All right, let me help you out a little bit. The 10th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. It reads as follows. The power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. Now, what exactly does that mean? Let's see, what exactly does that mean? That means that the U.S. Constitution, in this section of the Bill of Rights, says that any power that is not given to the federal government is given to the people or to the states. What's the purpose of this amendment? The purpose of the 10th Amendment is to define the establishment and division of power between the federal government and the state governments. It is there to protect the powers from both entities. Powers such as powers such as to establish local governments, set up schools, marriage and divorce regulations and laws, family laws, to regulate intrastate trade and commerce, to conduct elections, establish and regulate corporations, and to maintain community health. All of that, what does that mean? It means that any power that's not given or expressed to the federal government is given to the people or to the states. Now, there are several cases that have come before the Supreme Court regarding the 10th Amendment. Probably one of the very first cases to come before the Supreme Court is that of Dred Scott versus Sanford of 1857. Dred Scott was a slave. He traveled with his master from a free state to a slave state, petitioned the states for his freedom. But the court said because Dred traveled, he was a slave in Illinois, returned to Missouri as a slave. On his return to Missouri, he became subject to Missouri law. Justice Roger B. Taney said that ordered that the suit be dismissed because of lack of jurisdiction. There are other cases involving the 10th Amendment. Bond versus the United States. Very interesting case. If you get a chance, look that one up. There's one that was in 1992, New York versus the United States, where Justice Sandra Day O'Connor found that the federal waste management law would commandeer state governments into the service of federal regulatory purposes and would for this reason be inconsistent with the Constitution's division of authority between federal and state governments. Then there's another case, Prince versus the United States, where Justice Anton Scalia said that the federal gun control law that forced local law enforcement to perform handgun background checks went against the 10th Amendment principles. The federal government may neither issue derivatives requiring the states to address particular problems, nor command the states' officers or those of their political subdivisions to administer or enforce a federal regulatory program. Scalia went further to say that such commands are fundamentally incompatible with our constitutional system of dual sovereignty. Now, these amendments and others, these cases and others have come before the courts to question the validity of the 10th Amendment. Now, the 10th Amendment, again, was added to ensure the living part of the Constitution is carried out properly. It was set up so that powers would not be infringed upon or the lines would not get blurred. Hopefully, I was able to explain to you or clarify for you the 10th Amendment.